Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. I'm in New Jersey. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's the weekend. This is a bed back here, a garden that I built for my daughter, and I have a complete video on that if you want to see how to build a complete garden. However, if you're on a budget, you're just getting started, you find creating a big garden is overwhelming, I want to show you how just to build a garden strip. It's easy to do, inexpensive, great to do November, December, and you just set it up as you see. Cardboard, cheap topsoil. This is going to be where their tomato beds go. I'll explain all that. You can set this up. You don't need lots of fertilizer. You don't need to spend a lot of money. And then come spring when we plant, we're just digging a planting hole. I will put that video in the video description, and it shows you how to conserve resources, save money. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. That's 5 tomato plants, 5 planting holes. Cheapest way to grow food. So we'll talk about that. If you'd like to see how to build an entire garden from scratch with raised beds, this whole space, I will put that video in the video description too. And I did that at my daughter's house towards the end of the summer. Some of the stuff is growing, looks pretty good, but I'll be doing a whole series on how to plant this space up. Behind me is the sun. You're going to see my shadow. The southern sun comes in from this side. So you want to set your beds up so that it's kind of, in this case, perpendicular to the fence, but the sun is predominantly going to go right into here, and it's going to get both sides of the row. That just helps in case you're in kind of a shadier area, you're trying to figure out where to put your garden. You want the rows going south. Now there's reasons to put them the other way, but it's not really that important. You want to have maximum sun. So tomato plants growing on this side will get sun. Tomato plants on this side will get sun. If you had the sun coming in, let me just show you, because we're going to put in another row right here, another row right here. If the southern sun was coming from here and we had big plants in this row, they're going to shade out the other rows. So you always want the western sun, southern sun to be out over this way, getting into the rows. The setup is pretty simple. You can make the rows as long as you want. These rows are 15 feet. That's, I guess 45 meters or so, but 15 feet. I'm using cardboard from Home Depot or from Lowe's. I bought the small boxes for moving. The rows are 18 inches wide. I think that's 54 centimeters. That's perfect. Right down the center, we would put the tomato plants, the pepper plants, the eggplant, whatever you want to put in there. If you're not putting in plants that grow up stakes, you don't need to put them in the ground. You could put squash in there, zucchini, etc. It's the perfect size row. Now, this bed has been set up. We already put cardboard down and we put mulch down. You can just do this right over grass. You can see right up in here. Just drop the cardboard down. The soil goes on top. That row is set up. We're going to fertilize it in the spring. Please subscribe. I'll show you how to do that. Stay on a budget. It's really inexpensive. But this is perfect. You know, later on when you have more money and your budget's a little bit bigger, you can come in and you can mulch in between. Right now, if that was all grass, we just hit it with a lawnmower. We tend to this, we're growing our food, we're saving money. So you put the cardboard down. All right, so let's fix my math. 18 inches, 45 centimeters. So the cardboard is 18-inch rows, 45 centimeter rows. And this is 15 feet, which is about 5 meters. I did the math completely backwards. I am trying now in all future videos to have both versions of measurements in there. So when I'm kind of doing the calculations in my brain, on the fly, I may make some mistakes, but we got 18 inches wide, 45 centimeters, 15 feet long, about 5 meters long. Perfect for this kind of row. So you put the cardboard down, you overlap it a little bit. This is 2 layers. I recommend doing 2 or 3 layers because I bought the boxes at Lowe's. You know, they're folded down and there's 2 layers in there. So 2 layers will keep anything from growing through there. It's going to kill off all the grass and weeds underneath. And then in a 15-foot row, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to need 8 to 12 bags of topsoil. You want to be able to cover over the cardboard, water it in when you're done. Over the winter, the cardboard's going to decay, break down. You don't need to worry about it. You're going to have your planting area. Now for tomatoes, you can plant them a little bit more closely together if you've got some experience, but what I recommend is 3 feet between posts. Now, these are T-posts from Tractor Supply Store. These are 6.5-foot posts. You want 6.5-foot to 8-foot posts. These were only $6 each. If you get the bigger ones, it's going to cost you maybe $8. It's a little bit money up front, but these posts will never decay. They're not going to break down. You can sometimes get cheaper wooden posts, but they always decay when they're in the ground. Then you have to cut that off, and then you have to replace them. You'll never have to replace these, so it's worth the investment. So even if this costs you like $30, $40 for the T-posts, they're going to be around for a good 20 years or longer. You know, you'll probably die before they break down. Good investment. Saving money with the cardboard, saving money with the topsoil. We're not treating this, putting down fertilizers, doing anything fancy, so that it stays within budget. And it's straightforward. Cardboard, soil, posts. Let me set that up for you and show you what it looks like. This is 8 bags of the cheap topsoil. Any kind works, because again, we're going to amend this by digging the planting hole and taking care of each plant. We're not putting down fertilizers and quality stuff all along here, just where the plants are going to go. You can slowly build soil over the years when you set up a garden, so you don't have to spend a ton of money up front. So 8 bags, dump it out. It's going to look something like this. You're going to need 8 to 12 depending on how high you want the hill to be. Again, to save money, recycle cardboard from boxes. If you're digging up your yard and you're digging out trenches or beds or whatever, you can put that soil aside, and then you can put it right down here, save yourself even more money. But we are just setting up this row. Topsoil is all mounded up, and again, that was 8 bags through the 15 feet. And you know, you could go with 10 bags, 12 bags, you could raise it up however you want. The reason that we're not fertilizing this now, there's just really no need for it. There's plenty of good fertilizer in the ground. This is mostly clay. When we do that planting hole and amend that up, the surface roots of the tomato plant will get plenty of food, or whatever we plant in there will get plenty of food fertilizer. The roots will go down into the clay or your soil, get what it needs, and it's going to be fine for that year. We'll amend the soil over the season, get into better shape each year, and again, it's going to save you a lot of money. So the mound is down. We're going to put in the posts now, and I'll talk more about what you can plant. The 5 posts are in. It's perfect for tomatoes, 3-foot spacing, 1 meter. You can put them more closely together if you want. The greater the spacing, a little bit better with disease management. But because south and west is coming in from this way, it's a thin row, plenty of airflow on both sides. It's going to help keep diseases down. You're still going to have to treat and manage them. So please subscribe and follow me. I'll show you how to treat diseases in your garden. I love this for the tomato bed. Inexpensive. And then we start, you know, about 1 foot away from the fence, every 3 feet. If you were doing peppers, you don't need T-posts that are this tall. You just need some sort of smaller stake, bamboo post work, or smaller T-post or U-post. But for peppers, you could do every 2 feet if you want a little bit more space. But I found that every foot, peppers do really well. Again, I want to stress this design really allows for great airflow, sunlight on both sides, and it really does keep the diseases down. Also helps with pest management, because it's easier to walk in here, inspect. So peppers every 1 to 2 feet. If you're doing maybe zucchini or squash, just like the post, because they can get kind of wide. But you could do 2.5 feet, 3 feet between the zucchini plants. That's gonna work. If we wanted to put some fencing along here, all the way down, we could do peas, we could do cucumbers. It's really a useful space in design, because so much can be grown right here. And then we kind of mapped it out. We'll be able to get in 4 or 3 more of these rows to that bush right there, which is going to get moved. I mean, 15 feet, 5 meters, you can grow a garden right here, really inexpensive. Let me just show you real quick. The pea plants that we planted did really well, and that's what you would do with the fencing along that 15-foot row that I was just talking about. Could be for cucumbers, could be for peas. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. Please check out my blog at therustedgardenblog.com. And please subscribe. I'll teach you how to grow an entire garden, have some fun. And again, I'm in New Jersey at my daughter's place. I will show you how I plant, grow this entire area, and in the video description, I'll show you the planting hole video for saving money and getting that row set up back there. And I'll also put in the video that will show you how to build this entire garden of raised beds. Thanks for watching.